closing time.
Yeah. The money is always right.
The money.
Customers. That's one thing I'm glad I don't have to deal with anymore in what I do.
I'm so sick of customers.
You've been doing it just as long. Well, I mean, you've been doing it
Since Checkers.
Yeah.
I
I mean, I couldn't imagine still working with customers, dude. I hated them so much. The last day that I was in fast food before I left completely, like the food industry, which was when I got hired to Tom's job. One of the customers called me out and demanded that I got written up. It was my last day there, so I didn't really give a shit. I was kind of laughing about it at the same time.
What'd you do? What do you do?
I charged him for sauce, and you were supposed to charge him for sauce. It was a brand new thing that Wendy's was doing, like 30 cents outside of like what you're given with, like, say like you get a 4-piece, you get one sauce with that.
Right.
If you wanted a different sauce, you had to be charged for it. So the first one you get is free, but you want other sauces, and somebody was taking his order, and I was watching this go down, and the person asked him if he got a sauce, and he said, no, I didn't get my sauce yet. So he got 2 sauces out of it, and I seen it happen. I seen it go down because he got it. And then he said, can I have my sauce or another sauce? And she's like, did you get your first one? He's like, no. And then I said to her, like, he's lying, but I said it like quietly behind the counter, and he heard it. Demanded I got written up. My manager didn't write me up either, though, so I was cool with that.
I've had customers try to do that to me, try to get me to get written up.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious because first of all, my work isn't going to write me up, because if they write me up, they have to fire me, and they don't want to fire me, so I can't get written up.
Right.
Because we're
So you have value.
Yeah.
You have bargaining chips.
Yeah, that reminds me of the crazy lady that I was telling you about on Monday.
Oh, yeah. You never told me the story, though, about it.
Yeah, I wanted to save it. But if there's any like little kids listening to this and want to do like toilet paper over the tree or whatever, the address is 740 King Circle, Lake Orion, Michigan.
You're giving the address out?
Yeah, why not?
Fuck off.
I don't give a shit. But anyway, this
So I guess,
lady,
Mel, you know where to go if you want to keep your house.
Yeah, please do. But deny you.
Or babe.
Deny you.
'Cause I know you're listening, too.
But deny us that you know us.
Yeah.
But this crazy lady, like, I looked at her history last night, and she has like a paragraph of like complaints. Like,
about
that's
you?
written. No. Just like in general.
Like on Yelp or something?
No, like on our like profile. Like when you get into pizza, like people have like profiles that have like their information and whatnot.
Okay.
And there's like a comment section. It's like a paragraph, and just basically says like, complained last time their pizza was not, cooked enough. Did not get enough sauce in one solo cup.
Oh, jeez.
Is that type of customer?
Pizza was not hot enough when delivered. These were before I took mine like weeks ago, and then I got her on a Friday night when we were busy. She was the last one, and she ordered like this huge ass pizza that we have, and it was like $24.59, and it says change for $100, and I have enough. So I go up there, knock on the door. It's the lady. I've always get the husband at this house.
So you get her.
So I get the lady that complains. So, and I say, hey, how you doing? And she's like, good. Like, that. I'm like, that's the attitude she's going to give for the rest. And I said, okay, that's cool. All right, your total is $24.59. And she's like, all right, here's $100. And I'm like, okay, cool. How much would you like back? And she's like, excuse me? I'm like, how much would you like back? And she's like, you know what, that's very rude. And you're assuming that you're going to get a tip out of me. And that's very rude, so you're not going to get a tip today. I'm like, I don't give a shit.
What
So
a
I'm
bitch.
thinking, yeah. I'm like, you don't have to tip anybody. It's not against the law.
Yeah.
But I didn't say anything. I just kept quiet and said, okay. She was like still trying to yell at me. And one of the things she said was, do you want me to call corporate on you?
I love that.
I'm like, sure, go ahead.
Is that what you said?
Yeah. I was like, okay. She did it when I came back.
Do you need their number? I got it right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on my sign.
You want me to dial it for you?
Yeah.
Dumb bitch.
And she was like, yeah, I want my full change back. I'm like, here you go. And she's like all mad. And her kid was actually at the stairway by the by the door. And the kid was trying to defend me a little bit. And he was like, Mom, it's okay. You like trying to calm her down. He's like, and she said to her kid, like, yeah, I told your father if he ever said that again to us, I'm going to call corporate on his ass. I'm like, okay.
Please do.
Just because you asked how much she wanted back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had
Does
customers.
she understand that you guys like live off that shit?
No,
I said, probably not because they live right on the lake, which is expensive, so she
Yeah.
has to be somewhat rich.
So would she
You
know
know-
that you make $30 an hour doing what you do?
Yeah. Because I work for Guido's.
Right. Dumb bitch.
Like, there are plenty of other ways to respond back to that. And you could just be like, I just want my full change back. No problem. I'm not going to complain about it, you know?
Yeah, I've had customers do the exact same thing to me where like I'll be like, okay, how much you want back? And they're like, how much I want back? I want all of it back. And then I'll decide if I'm going to tip you or not. And I'm like,
Okay.
you, like, fuck you, man. Like, all right, here's
Exactly.
your fucking money. I'm out.
Yeah.
Damn.
No,
I of course don't say that. That's what I'm thinking in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even want your money. Your money's no good to me anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if she tips me in the future, like, I'm just going to throw her money right on the floor. Like, I don't want it.
Yeah.
Because I don't like that person.
Oh,
Like, that's very honorable to do, but I'm not taking that money from her.
Right.
one time,
I don't give a shit.
I walked up to this guy. He was like standing on his porch for a delivery, and I'm like, "Hey, all right, here's your receipt. Can you just sign this? I don't have a pen." He's like, "What? I don't have a pen." Like, all right, I'll go get a pen. So he like snatches the sandwiches out. He walks into his house. He signs it. Walks back, and he's like, "Here you go." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. You signed the wrong one." He's like, "Oh!" He walks. It gets better. It gets better. He walks back in, signs the other one, comes back out. I look. There's no tip on it. I just throw it right on his lawn and walk off.
Wow. That's ballsy.
Yeah. I probably would have done the same thing though, Jack. That's the type of person I am, and I'm not proud of me doing that type of shit, but sometimes it feels good.
Yeah, it feels awesome. Because like,
Yeah.
just make him do all that stuff for nothing. Because like, if it's no tip, then I don't have. If they'll just like reprint the receipt and then I'll just forge a signature or whatever, or just like write a scribble
Right, right.
during the signature. Because I'm not getting a tip anyways.
Yeah, so you don't need to keep copies of it.
Yeah, I need to keep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could just reprint it.
So what do? You put whatever money you made into like a safety deposit box, and whatever was tipped, you take out of that. Is that how you guys do it when you cash out at the end of the day?
Oh, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you give the person you give my manager all the money that I made, and then any money that's like any money that's left over is my tip.
Okay.
Did they just take out,
Yeah.
like, the total?
Yeah.
That's what they do with me, too.
So like when somebody pays for a credit card, they take it out of the cash that they made out of the day.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they did it back at G's, and you know me with math. I can do
You
basic
do
math, but like somehow like the credit card thing fucked with me sometimes, and I couldn't do it right. I ended up getting it eventually because I did it every day of the week, but
Yeah, it's kind of rattling the first couple times you have to do it.
yeah, because you don't want to mess up. And I did.
Yeah, I've given like my manager too little money sometimes, and they're like, "You need more."
Yeah,
But,
with my car valet, they used to like it's $5 like service fee
Mm-hmm.
to park there if you're not going to the restaurant. If you're going to the restaurant, the valet is free, but they always tip you after they leave, and you're supposed to give your managers the tips, every tip.
You, of course, did not give. The
I didn't give the full tips. I always kept $3 in my pocket, so if somebody gave me a $5, I would just give my manager $3, and I'd make $2 that way, type thing. But
Yeah,
sometimes, like some people would hand me $20 bills, and I would just pocket the whole thing. Be like, yeah, they didn't tip.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would do the same.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Sometimes I gotta give them a little something just
Right.
to show that I'm not doing that. And that's what everybody did there. Nobody
Of course.
followed it. Do you have to collect tips
What do you mean?
like on your taxes?
Yeah, but my managers are all really cool about it. They're like, oh, if I made $40, they'll like enter in the machine that I made $3 or something like that.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't.
oh, they
hurt you.
keep track of your tips?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They don't with me.
Oh, they don't.
Yeah.
Do you collect tips?
What do you mean by collect tips?
Do you have to collect them on when tax season comes around?
I have to give an estimate of how much I made for the year.
Do you ever do it honorably?
I do it based on like a couple weeks on like those days I work. Take the total amount for that week, times it by like 45, 46 weeks out of the year. That's how much I put in.
Okay. So you do kind of do it honorably.
I give an estimate,
Yeah.
which is honorably, I guess.
Yeah.
But I know I make more than.
A lot of
I
people
probably
aren't
make
honorably
more.
about their taxes. I'm not saying either. I made tips and didn't really collect on them.
How can your manager like make you give him your tips? Like, you guys pool your tips?
What do you mean?
Like any money that everybody's collected, they put it in like a big jar and then you divide it evenly.
Oh no, they didn't do that. We got our own personal tips. Whatever we made that night was us.
But why did you have to give it to
Yeah,
your
why'd you have to
manager?
give
Oh no, like when at the end of the night we had to cash out like all the money that we made like on our runs in whatever the customer page is. So you just keep the money in your pocket. At the end of the night you put it in an envelope. And you have to write your you have to keep all your receipts and match the dollar amount has to match like whatever you made on receipts.
How much would you make on a typical night in tips?
$50.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I only did like 6-hour shifts. It was pretty good back then. Like I got to like, because I also made minimum wage too. I didn't make like $3.70 like some waitresses do, right? Is that what is it around or like
I believe
less than that even, isn't it? Like $2.
I believe around here it's like $2 or $3 for waitresses.
Yeah. See, we still got paid like for minimum wage,
Yes.
which is kind of rare for tip drivers. Because then we also got like I don't know what they called it, like the service charge or whatever to get the food out there. Like it was like based in zones.
Mhm.
So if you're in like a zone 1, it would be like $3 for me to bring it to you.
$3 just for that.
For me to drive it to you. Yeah,
You have to drive it to him?
yeah, it was delivery when I worked there.
I thought you were talking about the valet.
Oh.
No, it's G's from now on.
Yeah, all right. Well, valet was a little different. It was just, whatever I felt like I needed to give the managers is what I did. I didn't give them all my money.
Okay, but like you pooled your tips when you were working the valet?
Say what?
Did you pool? So at the valet, you have to give your manager all the tips that you made, like after each time you park someone's car, right?
Right.
Or pull up, or bring someone's car out from the valet
Mhm.
area, and then you give whatever tip you made to your manager, but you would always pocket some.
Yeah.
So how do you get your tips back? They pool your tips together with all the other valet.
Oh, but
drivers?
they don't pay us like that. They pay by the hour. There is no tips being made whatsoever.
Oh, okay.
So it's $6 an hour, and then at the end of the week, like technically I'd make $9 an hour, but at the end of the week they would pay me my other $3 per hour that I worked. But they pay you by the day when you leave. $6 an hour. So if you work 6 hours, that's what, $36. And at the end of the week, whatever hours you worked, they add it all up for the remainder $3. So
But like, what
if
about
I worked 9 hours total that week, I'd be getting paid $27 when that paycheck came around.
and you don't get any of the tips back?
No, you're not supposed to. Does that make sense now I explained the pay rate?
Yeah,
Okay.
but like, I don't understand how you're not allowed to keep the tips.
You're just not. It's company policy.
So where does that money go?
Right into the owner's pocket.
That's ridiculous.
It is.
How?
That's how the owner makes his money, is through tips. Then he pays us based off the tips. So if we're making a lot of good tips and people are being honorable about it, he said he'll give us raises. Around Christmas time he did. He brought us up to $10 an hour.
Fuck that. Still not giving any tips.
Yeah, no, I kept pocketing them. I'll be
I
honest.
would pocket
Yeah,
90% of my.
Because I was standing out there in like 0 degrees, literally. Like my nose drippings were becoming icicles. They were.
That's ridiculous.
I could have used them as a pair of chopsticks.
You could use your nose drippings as chopsticks.
Yep. So Scott, I know you've got a game today, huh?
Yeah.
You want to start that?
Play the music.
What music?
Go up.
All right, here it is. All right. So this is Scott's little game session. Yeah. There it is. Welcome Scott to the stage.
Oh, that's a losing horn one.
Oh. That's not the right one.
That one. Right
All right, here.